Yeah, and we're going live almost. About to start in this minute. And we are live. All right. Welcome back to WMAC Now with your host Chuck Stevenson, coming at you with a live initial reaction video to the UFC Mexico City, UFC Fight Night, Rodriguez versus Stevens, however you want to say it, Stevens versus Rodriguez, whatever. Initial reaction to the ladies' fights only. Try to do this for a lot of events. Don't always get to do it, but first fight. Betch Correia defeated Sijara Eubanks by unanimous decision. You know, I had Eubanks picked to win. I said it was her fight to lose. Well, she lost it by not fighting smart and basically fighting Betch's game, which, you know, I feel like a lot of times Betch Correia doesn't get enough credit for what she does. She listens to her corner very well. She makes the necessary adjustments. And I just feel like, yeah, she doesn't get enough credit for what she does well. I mean, she doesn't do anything particularly well, but she does everything good enough to eke out wins. Usually, if she loses, it's because she just fights stupid or she makes dumb mistakes, like she has a brain fart. Like when she was her last fight against Aldana, brain fart takedown in the third round, and she got armbarred. Well, this time it was basically Eubanks that brain farted the whole fight, really didn't try to take the fight to the ground, where she was definitely would have been superior, definitely had a better ground game than Correia. Eubanks excuse me. Eubanks basically just tried to have a sloppy kickboxing match with her, and it did not pay off at all. And after she lost the lad fight, I don't know why she would try that again against Correia. I guess she thought she was better than Correia enough to get away with it, and she was wrong. She should have gone to the ground this time. She should have gone to where her strengths lie. So, like I said, this was Eubanks' fight to lose, and that's exactly what she did. Next up, Angela Hill defeated Ariana Carnelossi via doctor stoppage due to cut. Minute 56 seconds of the third round. A really nice downward elbow across the left eyebrow of Carnelossi. I didn't think it looked that bad looking at it afterwards, but it was leaking pretty nicely into her eye. But really, the overall story of this fight was Hill finally living up to her potential, or at least fighting to her best style, I should say. Hill fought to her best, what suited her best this fight. She has the habit of, you know, fighting to her opponent instead of fighting her game. And her other bad habit that I'm really glad that she got rid of, at least this fight, was her useless, busy footwork for the sake of having footwork. All the bouncing around and in and out, bouncing. She got rid of it this time. Good, because she usually tires herself out doing it anyway. And definitely don't want to tire herself out in the first round in Mexico City. So she got rid of that. She used her footwork really well this fight. Was in and out, mostly kept her distance against a brawler. And you know, there's an old boxing adage, you brawl a boxer, you box a brawler. Well, Angela Hill basically did the MMA version of that, which involves a lot more than just regular boxing style punches. She threw in the elbows, the knees, the kicks. She basically outstruck the brawler using superior technique. Very nice performance by Angela Hill, and she got her first finish in the UFC. So Hill climbs to 10-7. Carnelossi falls to 12-2. I think Carnelossi will have a home at the bottom ranks in the UFC. I think less savvy striker she'll do a lot better against. But yeah, she'll definitely have a home at the bottom ranks in strawweight in the UFC. All right, next up, Irene Aldana defeated Vanessa Milo via unanimous decision at 135 pounds. Very nice performance by Irene Aldana here. Basically fought a very smart game, used her strikes, her height and reach advantage to keep the distance. Again, nice footwork from her. Milo got off some good shots too. She threw a lot of power behind everything, but she was 10 days notice. She came in overweight, obviously had a bad weight cut. She was definitely sucking wind a lot by the second round. Continued it in the third, but she kept coming forward and she kept throwing with all power. But Aldana was just very solid, very on point, really good with the jab, keeping Milo at the distance with the jab, and really nice body work from Aldana, especially that right to the body was very nice work by her. Great performance by Aldana. So glad to see her back on a winning track. And then the co-main event at strawweight, Carla Esparza defeated Alexa Grasso by majority decision. 2 judges saw it 29-28. 1 judge saw it 28-28. This was a hard fight for me. I'm a big fan of both fighters. I support them in all their fights. I picked Grasso to win. I got it wrong. She still needs to work on her takedown defense. Obviously, that's what really cost her in this fight, was a takedown defense. Especially the second round first round I thought was the closest round. Striking seemed kind of even. I gave the edge to Grasso. Esparza got 2 takedowns and some top control in it, but she didn't do anything with top control, and that's I think is the most contentious point. Was in the first and second round. Second round was all Esparza. Got major takedown, was on top for the majority of the round. Here's the thing though, she wasn't doing anything with the top control. She was barely throwing any ground and pound. She wasn't trying to improve her position. Basically just doing everything she can to keep Grasso where she was. Now, that's not saying that Grasso was doing that great either. She was throwing shots from the bottom. She was trying to shrimp towards the cage. Obviously, Grasso needed to open up her guard a little bit better so she could possibly try to escape. And in the third round was all Alexa Grasso. She hurt Carla Esparza early on, and everyone was cheering for her. Her corner was telling her to chase after her. I don't know what caused the hesitation, but Grasso hesitated, let Esparza off. I don't know if her ankle was bothering her that bad, because it was swollen. You could see it coming out in the third. She hurt her ankle in the second. Maybe that's why she couldn't chase after Esparza. Later on, she took the back, almost had her in a crucifix, went to an arm bar, almost had that arm bar. That arm bar was nasty. I'm pretty sure Esparza hurt her, fucked her arm up pretty good, escaping that arm bar. And then Esparza had a little tiny bit of top control, but then it went back to the feet and it was all Grasso again. So first round was the closest. Second round, all Esparza. Third round, all Grasso. So depending on how you scored the first round was how you scored the fight. Kind of even on the feet, I gave the edge to Grasso. On the feet. On the ground, I'll give it to Esparza for the takedowns and top control. But again, she didn't do anything with the top control. That's probably, most people that are crying robbery are crying because of that. I don't see it as a robbery. I see it as a close fight that honestly could have gone either way, or I'd have been happy with a draw. I mean, as a fan of both fighters, you don't like to see draws, but when it's 2 fighters you really like, you don't want to see one of them lose either. So I'd have been happy with a draw. Could have gone either way. Personally, I scored it for Grasso. Oh well. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. I went 2 for 4 tonight, so it happens. Grasso needs to work still on her takedown control, and she needs to work on opening up her guard a little bit to get back to her feet better. Other than that, I thought her striking was on point. Esparza still does not react well to getting hit. That's never going to change. unfortunately for her. But really, that's it. If you're watching, you might notice that there is a new subscriber goal. I moved it all the way to the end of the year. We're going for 500 subscribers by the end of the year. It's a little ambitious. Usually I only go for 25 a month. This time we're going for 50 a month, and we got 3 months and change to get there. I just decided that with the last month, September alone, and it's not even over, September more than made up for the lack of new subscribers from August. So I feel pretty confident going for a bigger goal this time. Very happy with that. We got a lot more events coming up this week. So tomorrow morning, early tomorrow morning, is going to be a Shudo, the 30th anniversary 7th stop, I think. 2 ladies fights at a catch weight of 112. Friday, Bellator 227. Saturday, Bellator 228, UFC Copenhagen. And then Sunday, Pancrase 308 has the semifinals of their strawweight tournament to crown the new champ. The belt is currently vacant. So, nice week ahead coming up. We'll be back Wednesday for the regular live show at 10:30, and it's going to be the last week that it'll be on at the later hour. We'll be back to after this coming week. We'll be back to the regular 8:30 p.m. time. So if you haven't watched it, please do so. You know, I go over all the latest news and events and usually preview the upcoming events, and I usually come up with something to talk about. Didn't this last week, but we'll try to come up with something for this weekend. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Likes are always appreciated. And hey, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to WMMAC Now, the best, fastest growing women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube, and hit that bell for notifications. And we'll see you next time.